Hi, BareFootTuna here. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to kick out a specific villager. This video is somewhat of a continuation from the previous video. In the previous video, I broke down and explained the mathematical formulas the game uses to determine if a villager will ask to move out on a given day, and if so, who that villager can possibly be. So if you have not watched that video and you want to understand all the details, I suggest you go watch that. I'll link that video in the description. But moving on, I'm going to show you the formula and how it applies to myself for this video and for my situation. Let's get to it. V times 5 plus C. This is the mathematical equation used to calculate the percent chance of a villager asking to move on any given day. V is the number of villagers you currently have. C is the number of days since the last time somebody asked about moving. The max value for C is 30. 30 days, meaning more than 30 days will not increase the chances. So for my situation, I have 8 villagers and I'm going to time travel 30 days into the future to maximize my chances. So the equation for me is going to be 8 times 5 plus 30, which equals 70%. So I have a 70% chance that on every day, somebody will consider moving away. Got it? Now, if you had 10 villagers, the percentage would be 80%, which is the maximum percentage you can have. Understand? Everything makes sense so far? Good. Let's continue with the video. This is the poor unfortunate soul we are going to kick out. Clay. Mr. Clay Mysterio. Little shout out to Joshua from Stardew. Nothing against Clay, just I had to pick someone. So he's getting the boot. We're gonna 619 him out of this town. This is my main character, Tuna. Tuna has spoken to all the villagers many times, but I also have 3 other human residents. I don't know if all the interactions between all the human residents and all the villagers are taken into account when the game chooses who is moving. By this I mean I don't know what happens if some of the human residents never speak to the animal villagers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 of my residents speak to every villager and have the other 2 never speak to them. Galaxy and Ness are new, so I'm pretty sure they have never spoken to the animal villagers. Javihair is my second main character. He's been around for a while. I know he has spoken to some of them, but not to all of them. So I'm just going to go around and speak to every villager, just to make sure. Alright, so this is Javihair. Look, Clay literally just pinged me. Let's see what he has to say. No comment, Clay, no comment. Clay, you're probably going to be doing a lot of that very soon. I'm so sorry, my friend. Oh, this is... Well, Clay buddy. Look, he's already got his lunch packed ready to go. I'll miss you. So, part of the reason... Oh, they're both fishing. Here. Gonna interrupt you too. Yo, you're new here, ain't ya? All good. Let me welcome you to Waveside. So, see, like, Canberra was one of my first 2 villagers. So, it's been like 2 months, and I never spoke to her with a Javihair character. And last but not least, we have Mr. Raymond, the newest acquisition to Waveside. You're right, we have not met on this character. Name's Raymond. You know Tuna? Of course I know Tuna. Look how smug he is. All him to himself. You actually were kind of a big get. For those of you that don't know, I acquired Raymond with 1 Nook Mile ticket, 1 visit to a mystery island. Check out that video. So here I am, back on the BareFootTuna character, and I can start the kick out process. As you can see, it is May 27th. So first things first, I'm going to save the game. And I'm going to time travel 30 days into the future. This is to, once again, to maximize my percent chance. So I'm going to go 1 month into the future and a couple days. Mainly because I know that June 27th is the bug off event and I don't want to land on that day. So went forward a month and a couple days. If you don't want to time travel, you don't have to. You can just play 1 day at a time until you find the villager with the thought bubble who wants to move. Once you find the first one, the rest of the process is going to be the same, exactly as what I'm going to do. So look, without even knowing, I guess I landed on the day that is exactly in the middle of the year. It's kind of cool. I don't know. So I also got BareFootTuna, whatever it's called. But everything is fixed now. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to save the game once again. And go back to the date that I was on. So I'm going to go back to May 27th. This is just so that when I keep time traveling 1 day at a time, I won't go too far into the future. So here I am back on May 27th. Now I'm going to start looking for villagers with thought bubbles. Plaza is always a good place to start. Well, let's see. Here's Walt. Walt's walking around just fine. Oh, here's Clay. Oh my Gulliver. Are you kidding me? It seems Clay is the one that wants to move. This is not a very good thing for the purposes of this video. I mean, it's great that he got the thought bubble on the first try type of thing, but obviously for the purposes of this video, I wanted to show you guys what happens if you don't get him on the first try. I still don't know, right? It could be something else, but sometimes they ask you about gifts and items or other questions, but let's find out. Let's talk to Clay. So, oh my Gulliver, he does want to move away, but This can't happen. So I'm not going to let him go. Let's say Clay is not the one I want to move away for the purposes of the video. Let's say I want him to stay. He's not the one I want to move, right? So very, 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 very important. Very important. Important. Are you listening? Very important. You have to do the process this way. So find who is moving. Talk to them to make sure that the thought bubble is about moving. But very important, do not complete the conversation. Do not tell them to stay. Do not tell them to go. Unless it's the person you want to leave. If it's not someone you want to leave, do not even answer the conversation. Just quit the game. Just quit the game. And time travel to the next day. Let me add this in right here, just to make sure it's clear. If you finish the conversation and you answer their question and you tell them to stay or you tell them to leave, then that starts a 5-day cooldown. So for the next 5 days, nobody else will ask you about moving. So in order to not get that cooldown, we're just quitting the game. We're not finishing the conversation. You just quit the game so that the next day you have a chance of getting a mover once again. You understand? Good. Let's keep going. So once again, I'm just going to run around looking for the villagers with the thought bubble. See, Clay's still here. He never moved. Everything's fine. Well, if you wanted that villager to stay. The other thing you have to take into account is, sometimes villagers will be inside their house or they sleep at different times. So make sure you play at a time when the villager you want to move away is out in the open. So here, let's talk to Boone. Probably wants to move, right? So same thing. Let's see what he says. I'm on the fence about whether I should leave the island. So, I don't want Boone to leave. He's not the one. Again, do not say it. Do not answer the question. Just quit the game. And go to the next day. Let me add this information in right here. There are some reasons why a specific villager will be excluded and not be the one chosen to move. And those reasons are the following. Reason number 1. If the game chose them the last time and you told them to stay, meaning the game will not pick them 2 times in a row. Reason number 2. If their house is being relocated. Reason number 3. If they are the most recent villager to move into the island. This one needs a little bit of testing. There are people reporting that that's not always the case. Sometimes the most recent villager does ask to move, but just keep that in mind. Reason number 4. If it's around the time of their birthday. This one also needs some more testing and confirmation. Initially, Ninji said if their birthday was in the past 7 days, they will not ask to move. Now he's kind of thinking maybe it's in the future 7 days. Either way, something else to keep in mind. If it's around the time of their birthday, it comes into play. So here I am on the next day, May 29th, and once again, go through. Let's start looking for the villagers. Also, I'll make note here. There is a hypothesis that the most recent villager to move in will not be the one to want to move away. So in my case, Raymond is my newest one. We'll see if throughout this process, if he ever gets chosen as the one to want to move away. And oh, here we go with Truffles right here. Found her. This corner of the island. She's thinking about moving. That's 3 days in a row where I had somebody. Again, I don't want her to leave. I'm just going to quit the game. Time travel to the next day. So here we go, the next day, May 30th, Saturday. Isabel did tell me someone is at the campsite. I wonder if that affects whether somebody will ask to move or not on this day. So here we go, let's try it out. 3. Right, KK, Truffles is still here. So that was what, 4 villagers? Hmm. 4 to 5 villagers. For some reason, I want to say I'm not going to get anybody. Mainly because someone is at the campsite. There's Boone. Oh my goodness, I thought he pulled out a gun. That was his phone. Gotta check his DMs on the quicks, you know? So yeah, I want to say I don't have anybody today who wants to move. It probably has something to do with the fact that there's somebody at the campsite. Or maybe because KK is here. I don't know. Either way, let's go see who's at the campsite. Why not? We might as well check, right? Drum roll. That was not a drum, but it was a roll. Oh, we have... Forget her name. I would maybe consider bringing her in, but I would have to kick somebody out or build another plot. I don't want to do that yet. For now, it's going to go to the next day. So here I am on June 2nd. I skipped a couple days. I didn't want to be on the weekend. Let's run around, see who we got here. So there's 3 of them. They all seem okay. But actually, let me just run by the houses real quick. If anybody else is over here. Okay, here we go. It's Boone. The Boone has the bubble, right? Let's just make sure it's about moving. He wants to move, right? So like I said, we're just going to quit the game. So you're just going to repeat this process till you get the thought bubble on the villager you want to move away. Here we go, June 3rd. Oh, it looks like it's Walt. We'll talk to him right away. He's leaving? No, you ain't. Quit the game. Go to the next day. So here we go, June 4th. Well, it's not Julian and it's not Boone. Oh. It's Walt again. Did I not change the day? I thought I did. He's leaving for a new island. No, you ain't. Here we go, June 5th. Literally stepped out of the house. It seems it's Truffles. Right? Thinking of moving off. No, you ain't, because we about to not let you go. Here we go, June 6th. Not those two. Oh, it's not Clay. Oof. It's none of them. So that was what? That was 5. It's 5 villagers right here, and it's none of them. Now I'm almost wondering if on Saturday you don't get a mover. That was 5 villagers that I have outside. Actually, let me check. Maybe when KK's here on Saturdays, they can't move. So, okay, there's Julian. Ruffles. Let's see, is Boone in his house? Is Boone? Boone is not in the house. There's Boone over here. It's not Boone, because he's happily drinking a soda. I feel like there was not a mover today. Of everyone I saw here, the only other two would be Walt, but he's in his house, and Raymond, right? Walt is actually crafting something. Find out what it is. We'll see, since I haven't been saving the game. Since I have not been saving the game, the days have been passing. That's why the villagers are like, oh, I haven't seen you in such a long time. So now let me check with Raymond. And it's none of them here, so I'm gonna just close the game once again. Well, anyway, no, that's a lie. I'll save and quit just so that I can keep the Lily DIY that I just got from Walt. So I feel like on this day I didn't get anybody. Now I'm wondering if it's because KK Slider was there. The last Saturday I did not find anybody, but I think was that when there was also a camper. And then I skipped Sundays. I didn't want to be on the weekend. So maybe there is something to. Maybe there's something to it if KK is in town. I'm just gonna go to the next day. Here we go, June 7th. And it seems it's gonna be Truffles once again. Also wants to move. No, you cannot. Here we go, June 8th. It's not Julian. Oh. Back to Boone. It seems we're back to Boone. You know what? I'm not even going to talk to him. I'm just going to quit the game. Here we go, June 9th. Not that many around the houses. Back to Walt. Huh. You ain't going nowhere, buddy. Okay, here we go. It is June 10th. Running around the houses. I don't see anybody. Let's check the plaza. There's Raymond. It's not Raymond. Oh! Okay, here we go. So there we go. Oh my Gulliver! It finally landed on Clay once again. So assuming it had not landed on him the very first time, it basically took me about 2 weeks worth of days of just checking every day until it finally landed on the villager I want to move out. So that's what you do. Just rinse and repeat till it lands on the one that you want, and then you can tell them to move out. So I will tell Clay to move out, but before I do, I'm gonna save and quit. Because I want to test something. I want to see something. I'm gonna load up my other characters and see if the thought bubble is there for them. For Javihair, I'm pretty sure it will be because he spoke to Clay before, but I'm really curious about the other two characters that have never even introduced themselves to Clay before. So let me check that real quick, and then I'll hop back onto Tuna, and we'll tell Clay to pack his bags and to stand there while we kick him out. So here we are with the Javihair character. It is still June 10th. Let's run around. Let's look for Clay. Let's check by the plaza right away. So I got a ping from Julian. Let's see. So Julian wants to give me a reaction. Heartbreak. So I learned sadness and heartbreak. Like the game knows me in real life. But anyways, let's not comment about that anymore. Let's get back to this. So Clay does not have the bubble about moving. The thought bubble. Interesting. I'm gonna save and quit. So here we are with the third character, Galaxy. Still June 10th. Let's go find Clay. Here's Clay right there. They having a conversation? They're not having a conversation. So Clay does not have the thought bubble. Let's save and quit. Actually, I'm just gonna quit. Load up the next character, which is Ness. So here we go, the fourth character, Ness. It is still June 10th. Let's look for Clay. There he is. Also does not have thought bubble. Let's go hop back onto Tuna. Actually, I wonder what happens if you talk to them, but I don't want to do that. Let's go back to Tuna and give Clay the boot. Actually, wait. I got curious. I reloaded the second character, Javihair. Why? Because remember, Clay did not have a thought bubble for him, but he has spoken to Clay before. So I just got curious, well, what happens if I just talk to Clay? So as you can see, it is still June 10th. Clay is right over here. And look what happened. He actually does have a thought bubble. He does want to move away. He does want my opinion on this character. So I think what happened is the first time I loaded the save file, Clay had the net in his hands because he was trying to catch bugs. So since he was catching bugs, he was not in the thoughtful state, which is why it didn't show me the thought bubble. So just something to keep in mind of. Now you know. So let's get back. Let's reload BareFootTuna and kick Clay out of here. Sorry, buddy. And here we are once again on the BareFootTuna character. Clay wants to move, but we're gonna let him go. That could work. Sweet chin music to Clay Mysterio. Get out of here. Get out of my town. So there. He's not thinking about it no more. He seems content in my decision, so he's gonna move away. And there you go. And there you go. That is how you try to target a specific villager so you can kick them off the island. If this video was helpful, I would appreciate a like. some comments. If you have questions, feel free to leave me some comments. Tell your friends, tell your grandma. If you already told your grandma about BareFootTuna, thank you so much for doing so. Subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitch, and join the Discord to be part of my future giveaways and my mini game style events. Let's wrap this video up. As always, thank you for watching. BareFootTuna signing out.